Hello, Unite to Ignite family. Takoa here, back with another interview. Today I'm interviewing Miss Amber, and she is a licensed money coach. So let's
Yes,
talk about
ma'am.
money.
Yes, yes. Who doesn't want to talk about money, right?
And that's the good stuff. Let's get into it. The thing that can keep us free and living the life that we want. It's a resource that everybody should have. So let's talk about money. Let's get into it today. So, Amber,
Yes.
you're a licensed money coach. Give us a little bit of background information into what that entails, why you love what you do, and why you love helping people the way that you do.
Yes, ma'am. I'm Amber Morgan. First of all, thank you very much for having me, on the show and just in front of the audience, because you just don't want nobody to talk to your crowd, right? So first of all, thank you. I appreciate that very much.
Okay.
um, the other thing is, yes, I'm a licensed money coach. What is that, right? Um, the thing about that is I educate on financial literacy, right? So what it is in a nutshell, I help people make more money, save more money, and eliminate debt. And the reason why I'm a coach is because a lot of times you go and you see somebody about a particular finance, and then you pay a fee and then they're done. And then you might have to pay another fee, to go back, or you have to find somebody else. So what I do is I actually coach you and educate you and help you with your financial plan and help you through that whole entire process. So, become more like family.
It's more of a partnership type of
Yes.
feel, more intimate. Yes, I love that.
Yes, yes. So you're not just like, okay, I have my money with somebody. I ain't talked to them in 4 years. I don't know how it's doing. you know?
Which is
So
how it goes
yeah,
sometimes. Yeah.
right, exactly. So that is pretty much, what it is, that I do. I'm a financial solution provider.
Awesome. Awesome. Okay. And one thing I like is Amber just keeps everything so simple to where you can understand it. I don't think there's any big jargon or anything like that. It's absolutely amazing. So that
Yes, thanks.
I personally loved. Okay. So
Awesome.
let's get into one of the catchphrases that I hear you say quite often is make your money sweat.
Yeah.
Yeah, so make your money sweat, make your money work for you. I loved it, love it, love it, love it. And I just told you I was reading Rich Dad Poor Dad, and that's one of the things he talked about. So I wanted to know if you can elaborate a little bit on what it means to put your money out there on the corner and make it work for you.
Yes, yes. I think you said put it on the corner. I know that's right. you better drop them off and go ahead and make it work.
Yes.
So right. So what I say is when I break things down, I say, make your money work for you, right? What I say is, have you ever seen money sweat? And people look at me crazy. And I go, well, have you? And they go, no. I'm like, you sweat, but your money don't sweat, correct? And they're like, well, yeah. Well, make your money work for you. Make the money sweat, because the thing is, money never sleeps, So you want to make sure that you have those vehicles to make sure that your money is growing constantly, right? Everybody talks about, oh, that residual income
Yeah.
but you have to know and understand how to get there, which is one of the reasons why I got licensed and one of the reasons why I love doing what I do, because I can share this simple, easy information, with the community. It's not really talked about in our community. No one ever sat down with me and said, hey, this is how money works. This
Mhm.
is what you should and should not do. And this is how, you know, it goes. Because if you don't know the rules to any game, how are we going to win, let alone the money game, right?
True. Yeah.
So, what I can do is just briefly share how it, should work for you, and a little bit of detail on what that looks like. Does that make sense?
That makes sense. Get your pen and paper, everyone, so you can take down notes on exactly how it should look like when your money works for you and how you can get it to work for you.
Yes, yes, awesome. So, like we said before, I keep things simple. And how I break it down is your money should look like you should have built a strong financial house, right? Well, how do you do that? Let's everybody knows how a house works, right? You have a solid foundation, right? So you want to make sure that when you're building your financial house, you have a solid foundation. A lot of people jump to the top and put away for retirement, you know. But and we'll get into that in a few minutes on how that should look as well. But A lot of people put away on the top and then don't have that solid foundation. Okay. You need to protect your income. All right. And the reason why I say income protection as opposed to like life insurance, life policies, is because if Jesus says, come on, that's it, you going. I can't protect your life, I can't fight that boat, right?
Yeah.
But what I can do is protect that income. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Awesome. So when you do that, okay, you have that solid foundation, you have your income protection, right? And all income protection, all life policies, all life insurance, this is not created equal. Okay, so you have to, that's one of the areas that I educate, and that can be another time or one-on-one. But you have to make sure you understand what you need, how much you need, and why you need it for your family. A lot of people have a number that slaps on you, and I'm like, how'd you come up with that number? Just, well, that's what they said I need. Oh, okay, right. So, over 75% of the population doesn't have a policy, or is uninsured, or doesn't have enough. Does that make sense? So, a lot of times we're like, oh, I had a policy in the job. Okay, but we have to understand that should be supplemental, because when you have a policy on the job, it's a benefit, just like your retirement, right? So you want to make sure you have something that you can control, that is separate. Does that make sense?
In case you lose your job.
Boom. Exactly. I mean, hello, we just came from a pandemic, right? We're still even kind of muddling through it. Right, exactly. So, that's your foundation, but you also want to make sure that you're putting away your money, have your money work for you, right? And have your emergency account. Now, when I say emergency account, what comes to mind usually?
Like a fire, flood, something
Right.
happens, an emergency.
An emergency, right?
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell you what. A lot of people go, oh yeah, my emergency account, and have a savings, and then go shopping in the weekend and go, I gotta put one back in there. Yeah, that's not it.
Right.
You're not supposed to touch it unless it's emergency, like, I don't know, a fire, like you said, a flood, hot water a heater went out, tire, flood. Exactly. You want to have that money put away, because if that money's not put away, normally what do we do? What do we turn to and use?
Something happens, they either go to their savings, or if they're older, they'll go to their 401k.
If they don't have that money, what do?
Credit.
There you go. They charge it. And then boom, that's what starts this vicious cycle of debts, and debt is a financial cancer in our community. We want to eliminate debt. Okay. Do you want to manage cancer or eliminate cancer?
Eliminate.
Yes. We live on this false pretense of we can't eliminate debt. We can, it's a financial plan. Most people don't plan to fail. They just fail to plan. That's all.
Yeah, and poverty is definitely linked to a certain mindset. There's like a lack mindset that comes right along with poverty. So it is a lot with how we think about money and how we deal with money. So it can be changed.
Yes, exactly. It's a money. I do a workshop, a money mindset workshop, because it's one thing to want to go ahead and change your, finances, but then there's another thing to want to change your finances, let's call a spade a spade. Let's keep it real, right?
People want to, but they don't want to. Yeah, they don't want to put in that work.
Right. Well, I want to change my finances, so I'm going to take a financial course and implement some plans or whatever. Well, I want to change my finances. I should take a class, but nah, I'll do it next week. I'll do it next year. 2 years, so you want to. So, we want to make sure that we have that foundation for that income protection, and we have that emergency account. And we have to understand also how the bank works. Not that the bank is bad, but if you want your money to grow, you need to have a different investment in vehicle. You have to have a different vehicle for your money to grow. A lot of people do, like Bitcoin and stuff like that, Forex and stocks. That's great, but we have to know how it's used. And mutual funds as well as like that foundation. for that. So that's great to use to make sure that you have that money vehicle going and growing for you. So you have your emergency account, outside of the bank, because you normally don't get a lot of percentage interest off of it. Makes sense?
Makes sense.
If your money's growing for you, you have a higher interest rate, right? So you want that higher interest rate when you have your money sweat working for you and having that residual income coming in. That also counts for your streams of income. Makes sense? Because you should have more than one. So that, you have your income protection, your emergency account, and you want to make sure you're protecting your assets as well. So, a lot of people don't understand, like, okay, you have car insurance, home, stuff like that. Save money off of that. See, your car insurance should be saved every should be looked at every 6 months.
Wow. So you can realign yourself with another company, get some discounts.
There you go. Exactly. And a lot of people, and I've been the same, a car insurance company for you, but you don't realize how much money that you could be saving. Makes sense? So yes, we explore those options, and make sure that we understand our budget. That's your next level. Your budget should correlate with your money plan, your money, your goals, and your what you're working for. So as we build this house, we understand our budget, how much we should be putting away, depending on your income, depending how much you're putting away for your emergency account, things of that nature. With your emergency account, you should have a minimum of $1,000. Ideally, you should have 3 to 6 months of your expenses, put away. So, with that budget, you can control your debt. You can build your emergency account, and put those things away. You could also put away for that top, that the house, I was talking about. That's the roof. That's the top, the retirement, so we're putting away for the retirement as well. So, as you're building that house, you have your income, you have your emergency, you have your your asset protection, your debt is managed by your by your budget. And then, like I said, the top of the house is that retirement. Okay. So your retirement and your goals. Okay. So when you break it down, right, you should have those 3 different accounts that you're putting away for and make your money grow. You should have your short-term one, your emergency, right? Because I don't know about you, but I don't want that debt.
No. With their credit card, no.
I don't want that debt, no, right? So you would put away for that. Your other account is your long-term account, your retirement. Your shorter term account should be, your goals, your house you're putting away for, your car you're putting away for. Does that make sense?
Yes. Your savings that's right next to your check-ins should be for your goals.
There you go.
Separate account for emergencies that you don't even know about until an emergency happens. You're like, oh shoot, I forgot.
Yes.
This account.
Yes. Because oh my gosh, I talked to so many people, and I'm like, okay, so they list all of the things that for their budget, right, that they're paying for. They don't pay themselves. Well, how you put away for your goals and your dreams? You want to go on that vacation and stuff.
Now, I was going to ask about that. Do you have a method for splitting up like a paycheck? How do you go about doing that?
So when I sit with clients, it really is, and that's why like I do the one-on-ones, because it's tailored to, it depends on their goals and what they want to put away, right? 2, how much to make it, and 3, how much more they need to make, or how much they need to be putting away for, depending on what it is that right. But you should be putting away like 10% to pay yourself, putting away in your accounts. Sometimes it can be 20%, depending on how much money you're making, right? So when we go over your budget, that's what we do. We break it down to, all right, you have your expenses. That's the bulk of it. That's about 80%. So we might be able to do 10% here for you paying yourself, 10% for going ahead and do your emergency, or depending on your budget, you can put away 20% and then do 10%. It just depends.
Yeah.
But you should have at least 10% putting away for yourself.
And putting something in your emergency account.
Right, exactly. Um, so yeah, so that is as we build. A lot of times we don't understand that our retirement, we should have a retirement account as well outside of the job.
Mhm.
Um, Unfortunately, you see the older people at, Walmart checking the bags and stuff. Uh, Not because they want to a lot of times, but because they have to, you
Mhm.
know. That's why I said like, we have to have that financial plan so you can plan for your future. If you want to go back to work, that you can. That's if you want to, not because you have to. Some people are like, oh, I want to go, work 5 hours a week or something because I'm bored.
They're just bored. Yeah.
Right. And that's okay if you want to. You shouldn't have to.
Yeah. It shouldn't be dependent on your bills getting paid or anything of that nature. Yeah.
Yes. Yes, exactly. So
Mhm.
yeah, so I mean that's how pretty much you're building your financial house and why it's important, you know. Um, you want to make sure that you understand what you're putting away for and how it works for you. So, I mean, I know I threw a lot out there.
Good. All good. It's all good. I don't want anybody to be intimidated. It's never too late to start saving. It's never too early to start saving. The earlier, the better.
Yes.
Meet with Amber. We're gonna put her contact information. If you have a budget, but you're not quite sure how it works for you, if you haven't been putting money away and you don't think you can, definitely meet with a specialist that can help you and look over your budget and kind of get a plan that will work for you. And Amber's
Yes.
perfect for that. So we're gonna put Amber Morgan Associates.
Mhm.
Remember. So
Right.
right now, and we're going to talk about that for you. So let's get into retirement. What
Mhm.
are some things that we can do to prepare ourselves for retirement so that we're not at Walmart taking bags because we have to, or working at McDonald's because we have to, or taking all these jobs we don't want to take? What are some things that we can do to plan for right now so that way down the road we're taken care
Yes. So, the biggest thing that I always say is retirement is not an age, it's an income.
It's an income.
You
You
know,
could retire today if you had the money to.
yes. Oh my gosh. Like, look, I tell my mom all the time, I'm like, look, I was walking dogs at 12 years old. I had my own little business. Man, if you would put my money in mutual funds
Yeah,
and let it grow. So
yeah.
you got to look in those things, So that's, the easiest way to create your generational wealth and to protect it is, like I said, your income protection, your life policy. However, to make sure that if you live too long, not to live too long, but if you're living and you're retiring, you're putting away for that, right? The easiest way to do that is to go ahead and put your money in a vehicle that's going to have it grow.
Okay.
Okay. So instead of working 40 years, and then having $40,000 to retire off of, and then going back to go back to work because you have to, you know, you're planning that, and if you have children, start with your children. People, oh yeah, let's, go ahead and buy, this, that, and the third toys and all that. I tell people, well, if you want to give them money, put in the account, or like my mother-in-law, she has access to the account. She wants to put money in it. Buy maybe a little toy and put the rest of the money in there, whatever, because every little bit helps. I
Okay.
mean,
Mhm.
you want to prepare for retirement. Like I said, it's a mindset. We talked about that earlier, right? My son is 5 and he says, Mommy, can you invest my money for me? When he gets a couple of dollars, I'm like, okay, baby, you know what? I'm gonna do. What's that mean? He goes, it helps my money grow. I get more money. So it's a mindset. You want to help with that.
I just noticed they have these cards for kids. I bought one, but I can't remember what it's called. Green something.
Yeah.
And they just recently put investing on there for children to play around with, and I thought that was great.
Yes, because it's a mindset. If you know how to count, hey, you understand the value of money when you
Yeah.
get, a couple years old, when people start giving you $1 so you can buy things. But if you're not account, that's when we should start talking about, money, stuff like that, because it's a mindset. You don't want to get to retirement and then all of a sudden someone says, oh, by the way, you can't retire because you don't have the money. Well, what do you mean I don't have the money? Then they have a financial conversation. That's not, you need to have financial conversations when we're younger, it's
I
not
was
talked about in
sad
our community.
that all of the people getting ready think they're about to retire, and then they find out they are not financially in a place to heartbreak.
I know, because not only can they not retire, but a lot of times they have to find someplace else to work.
Yeah.
Because they're older. And a lot of companies, they
After a while.
right, they won't admit it. They get rid of you.
Yep.
Or
Yep.
make it so you don't want to work there. So you have to quit. Then you have to go back and find another job.
Not only that, but I'm sure they have bills to pay at the same
Right.
time. You probably have a car note, because I know
Right.
people change their cars all the time now. So
Exactly. Can you imagine, just imagine being 60, 55, 60, 65, thinking, oh, I'm going to retire soon, or I'm retiring. And then someone tells you, oh, and you work that you're working for 40 something years, 30 something, 20 something years. And they go, oh yeah, you can retire, and you retire and you find out you don't have enough money. But you can't go back to that job though, because you retired.
your pension probably like $600 a month. Like, bruh.
Yeah. So, right, we have to have these are the conversations that we need to have, like we're like, wait, you mean that's not enough?
Oh.
Did you do your budget? Do you know how much money you need to retire? So those are the conversations that we need to have. That's why I do workshops in the community. That's why I do one-on-ones. I'm very open. I keep it simple, like you said, right? Because it doesn't need to. It
No
doesn't
complication.
complicate, right?
Yeah.
It doesn't need to be. So those are that's what I would say about retire. The main thing is it's not an age. It's an income. That is the main thing. So we got to make sure that we are having these conversations when we are younger and understand that everything isn't tied up with a job, that you have something outside of the job. Because that's the other thing. You think you have enough for retirement, and all of a sudden you get close to retirement and you have this money put away for the 401k with the company, and they go out of business.
Oh no.
Or they get rid of you for something, because state of Maryland, you can get fired for anything.
Yeah, well,
Yeah, and retirement's gone.
Mm-hmm.
So when you have that, that's great, beautiful. Match your retirement with the job. Match it. Don't go over. Match it, but have something outside the job as well.
Have another safety net. Don't put all your eggs in one basket.
Hey, yes, exactly.
Before. Oh, yeah. So that makes sense to me. Make your money work. Put your eggs in more than one basket, especially if you're planning for retirement. But even if it's just budgeting and you're looking at your savings and your emergency accounts and investing, so spread your money around. Don't have it all.
Yes.
And especially don't just have it sitting in the bank, because it's literally just sitting.
Yes. Oh, yeah, because they go ahead and put it in the market for you. They put in the stock market for you. Okay.
They give it out to people for houses and all types of stuff.
Oh yeah, but they keep the dollars and it gives you the pennies. I want my dollars. But I mean, the main thing is every single dollar should have an assignment. Make your money work.
A money plan sounds great. All right, thank you. So we're wrapping it up. We're coming to an end. I got so much knowledge. I appreciate it. And these are things that are foundational values that all of our kids should know, our parents should know, everyone should know. It'll really make a difference in how we view money and how we view having, not lack, but having abundance.
Yes.
Have to take care of it. So one more thing, before I end my interviews, I ask people if there's one thing you can tell the world, what would that be?
If there's one thing that I would tell the world is, we talked about that mindset, right? Change your mind, change your bank account. Change your mind, right? Change your mind, change your bank account.
Awesome.
That's what I would say. But if you change your mind, you change your relationships and everything else. But for financial, change your mind, change your bank account.
Change your bank account. Yep. And if you haven't heard of it, look at what a poverty mindset is, what it entails, the word. Some of the things that they say is money is the root of all evil. Money is bad. Money is this, but money is not. Money is literally a vehicle that you can get in and it can take you wherever you want to go as long as you have enough of it. So we love money. We love money. Thank you for coming to the Money Talk. We're talking about making your money work. And we've had a wonderful time with Amber. Thank you again so much.
Thank you.
You're very welcome. All right, guys. Until next time, keep learning. Bye.